Hello and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. This is Jeff here, and today we're going to build the last of the Bricklink Designer Series 1 sets. And this one is the general store. And this one here, it's set number 910031. It has 1,906 pieces, and it looks like 5 minifigures. One of the first things you're going to notice is that it's not sitting on an actual base plate. It sits on a plate sort of configuration, much like the Snack Shack. I don't see anything else to do but to get started, so let's go ahead and we'll get this done. Let me switch cameras here. All right. Hello, John. Hello, French City Connection and Mrs. Chip. How is everyone doing today? And hello, Greg. How you doing today, Greg? I actually had a pretty decent day myself. I was able to just take a nice long nap. Well, not that long, an hour and a half. And yes, I do think it's funny how when I see my granddaughter and how she fights naps, and I used to too when I was her age, but now that I'm a little bit older, it's awesome to get a nap in. I don't fight them at all. Well, if you guys would, please hit the like button. And I think most of you are subscribed already, so I'm not worried about you. Okay, I did the wrong one. I think I needed... Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see. All good. Bored out of my mind, but glad you're on. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate that. I'm not sure I'm the cure for boredom, but I appreciate it. Okay, we've got that. Okay, now we got this. Well, Miss Chip, as you know, I don't usually get to take a nap, but today I just couldn't, man. I was falling asleep. In fact, I shot a video for tomorrow, and what prompted me to take a nap was I fell asleep in the chair while the computer was rendering the video. And the rendering can take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, sometimes longer. And in this case, it was only 5 minutes long, but I fell asleep. And I was like, I think I just should go to bed at this point. Well, let's see. Don't wake home. You won't like him when he's angry. Oh. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, you're right about that. There used to be that board game, Don't Wake Dad. And speaking of other odd things, I will say that I saw on, where was it? God, it was on the internet, but I'm trying to think what website it was, where they had a custom minifigure who was painted up like the Operation game, where he had like the funny bone and the different pieces you could remove. I would love to get that. Uh-oh, wrong side. French City says, good day today, but watching for Tropical Storm Debbie that may have some effect in my area. Oh, wow. Yeah. I meant to ask about that, John. How is how are you doing, John? Because I know you're right in the path of it, weren't you? And I don't know how bad it is. I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping up with it. I noticed my I noticed my investments taking a crap today, but I kind of knew it was going to happen because I was watching. I don't remember which channel it was, but I was watching something on the internet on YouTube, and it was the Japanese stock market was falling, and they're like almost a day ahead of us, pretty much. And their stock market was crashing yesterday on Sunday, so I pretty much figured the U.S. stock market would follow. They are pretty connected, whether people realize it or not. Oh, you placed an order in my store today. Was that the little hinges? I'm trying to think because I got a couple of them that came in today. I have one that I didn't put together yet. It was pretty large. But anyway, yeah. Which one is it? And thank you, by the way. I do appreciate that. Greg, no, I did not get Jaws yet. Mrs. Chip is being a Scrooge and won't let me get it. I'm only kidding. She's not. She's actually being very wonderful. No, Greg, I didn't get it yet. I'm hoping that a few more Bricklink orders will come through and I'll be able to pick that up. What's for dinner tonight? Well, I bought some steak at the store today. I'll tell you what, I can't afford steak normally, but I like going to the little grocery store here, and especially this time of day. I just got back, actually. And I like buying their stuff that they are going to throw away tonight, because then you get like half off. And I'm sorry, but when you got 4 kids, I know I sound like a cheapskate, but when you've raised 4 kids, you just find ways to save money here and there. And that's exactly what I've done, is I've just found ways to save money. And that's one of the ways I do it, is I don't want to give up having nice things, but I don't like paying full price for it either. So I'll cruise by the grocery store, every now and again. And, well, I say that, but in reality, it's way more than every now and again. It's more like almost every other day. But hey, Kenneth, how you doing? No, some green plate and some smaller white pieces of other things. Oh, okay. I'll have to take a look at that. Actually, like I said, I got up from my nap and I went to the store and came back, and I've only been awake for about 45 minutes. Oh, shoot. I did not do that right. Let me fix this. But thank you for the order. Whether I have seen it yet or not, I appreciate it. Yeah, this is kind of peculiar how they did this, instead of having a base plate. But you know what? I see why they're doing it now, because if you look at this, it wouldn't fit on a base plate the way it is, because this little piece right here is sticking out. Is this the last? It is. Well, I don't want to say it is. It's the last of this series because the ones that they did recently, it only took them 5 months to come out with this. And so if they do 5 months on these, then the next series will come out in time. So man, I cannot see what that's telling me to do. So I wanted to share something cute with you. Mrs. Chip got to visit our granddaughter yesterday, and our granddaughter convinced Mrs. Chip to buy a Lego set for me that I am to hold on to until I see her next, so that we can put it together. Put it together. Yeah. We can build it together. How's that? That's more proper English. But anyway, yeah. So she did that for me. And of course, being the 6-year-old that she is, it's a Frozen Lego set. And actually, Mrs. Chip, you have that set in front of you. Which one was it? Because I don't even know. I just know it's Frozen. Well, we might be able to build it quicker than she thinks. Do you have the set number on that, Mrs. Chip? Okay, so now we're going to have fun with these little placeholders, whatever you call these things, little round tiles. It's set 43234, Elsa's Frozen Treats. Yeah, sounds like something she'd want me to build. And I say that in a loving manner. I don't care. I love the fact that my granddaughter is so into Lego. And we're finally done with Debbie, at least in this part of Florida. Couldn't walk the dog for 3 days. Yeah, that sounds pretty rough, John. So how strong? I mean, like, okay, I guess that's not a good question. Was there any damage in your area? That's a good question. That's another way of putting it. And also, I'll be working on the next level of the. I'll be working on the next level of the Avengers Tower here very shortly. In fact, I'm probably going to start working on it tonight because those things, believe it or not, I mean, I know I do like a small video. You know, I do like a short 10 or 15-minute video on it, but the amount that goes into making that is a lot more than you think. It takes several days because you got to build it and you got to build it right, and that's not always fun because this is not something that has instructions. I got to kind of play around with it, see what works, what doesn't work, that kind of stuff. So and then I got to shoot a video and I got to make it interesting. So anyway, but I'll start that process probably tonight, and then hopefully beginning or end of the week, I'll have an update. Okay, so it wants 2 of these. Oh, I didn't even see that. I messed this up. Well, I didn't mess it up. I just skipped it. So I think it was picked because she was hot and wanted a treat. Yeah, she looked. I got to talk to her, man. Her face was beet red. It's that Texas humidity that I don't like. And I've been to Texas. I think Texas is beautiful. I mean, it's lush and green, but there's a reason it's lush and green, and that's because it's humid there. And because it's humid, it rains a lot. And vice versa. I'm sorry. It's like which one came first, the chicken or the egg? But anyway, yeah, it's green because it rains a lot, but it's humid. So there's only 10 bags to this one, so I'm really hoping that it might bleed over to 3 live streams, but I'm thinking 2. But I won't know until we get further into it. All right. And I feel like going to the doctor who did my surgery for my neck and asking for a refund. Here lately, for no reason whatsoever, it's just been hurting. And I think I might have done this wrong. I did. Shoot. But wait a minute. Okay. Here and here. Yeah, I did do it wrong. Let me fix that. Yeah, I haven't been doing much heavy lifting or anything, and my neck's just kind of been on fire lately, which is no fun, but I mean, I know there's nothing you guys could do about it. I'm just telling you, it hasn't been very fun. Okay, now I've got it on there. And I was kind of concerned about it because when I had this last surgery done, the doctor really pushed me to get a fusion instead of the other surgery, and I really didn't want the fusion. I wanted the arthroplasty where they replaced the disc. But he was insistent that I needed to do the fusion, and I've heard, because I had a friend, Chuck, who had it done years ago, and the fusion didn't. It only took away the pain for a short amount of time, and then he was in pain all the time. Well, it's almost been a year, and yeah, I've only got a year reprieve from it. Now it's hurting like you know what. So anyway, I'm not asking for your sympathy. I'm just telling you what's going on. And yeah, we did have strong winds. In fact, I just thought about that. I can't do work on the Avengers Tower tonight. I need to run out and fix the shop. One of the boards on the truss, one of the trusses came off. So I need to work on that tonight. And we've had strong winds for a couple of days in a row. And that's one thing this area is good for. It's just wind, wind, wind. So if someone says you're full of hot air around here, it's not an insult. All right, Enzo, come here. We have a request. Enzo, come here. Don't ignore me. All right, sit. That's a good boy. All right, speak. Speak. You gonna do it? I don't think he wants to. Are you cute? Oh, they can't hear that. Come on. Are you cute? Okay. He thinks he's cute. Fall is fastly creeping up. It is. In fact, it'll be here before you know it. And this year, oh my gosh, I've been out in the heat here a lot, and I'm actually really looking forward to fall hitting us here. Okay, so let me get this right. I actually really like how they're doing this. Um, if you're looking really closely, several of the places where the plates meet, they're using these to overlap it for strength. Your birthday's in 3 weeks, and John says his birthday's next week. Well, my birthday was about 5 weeks ago. And I had a great birthday, by the way. So I don't know if you guys like how many spankings you're gonna get, John. That's a very valid question, Greg. So every now and again, I share stories with you about things that I came across on YouTube, and if you guys would I'd share one with you that I didn't know that I found very interesting. Um, does anybody here know the meaning of "you got shanghaied"? And if you do you also know where and how the term was first come up with? Because I saw a video that I'll share the details with you, but it actually blew my mind because I didn't know that was even a thing. Like I've often heard it. Oh shoot! Definitely. Okay. So the term "you got shanghaied" actually comes from Portland, Oregon. In the 1870s, Portland, Oregon was actually not even called Portland, Oregon. It was called the Clearing. And it was just a little portside town that was mainly used, believe it or not, to ship opium to China. And China had outlawed opium, but people didn't care and shipped it there anyways. They got into a skirmish with the British, and the British took over several ports. Well, the opium trade and spice trade was so lucrative that what they did, that doesn't make any sense. What? Oh, there it is. So what they did was the British and the Chinese fought, and the British got control over several ports, and it was so lucrative that they kept shipping it there anyway. And long story short, they ran short on men to run the crews for the ships because the conditions were horrible. And it was low pay, dangerous, and it just nobody wanted to do it. And so in Portland, the answer to that was they started digging tunnels. And the tunnels were used to capture people, literally, because they built them under a saloon. They dropped something in your drink, and the next thing you know, you'd wake up underground because there was a trap door underneath these saloons. And they would get a few people, load them up on a ship, drug them, put them on a ship, and when they woke up, they were between the U.S. and China, and they gave them a choice, which wasn't much of a choice. The choice was either work for us for free, in other words, be a slave, or we'll throw you overboard if you don't want to. And that's where, the ships were going to Shanghai. So the term getting shanghaied comes from that. And Portland still has the tunnels, although they're not used for the same reasons anymore. In fact, they're hardly used at all. And it's over 5 miles long. And I was really impressed by the story. Great storyteller, by the way, better than me when I saw it. And they were used for opium dens, and that's where you could go and rent out this little bunk and smoke and get passed out and all that stuff. And they also had an illegal fight club underneath there. And then during the bootleg years, they used those tunnels to hide bootleg underneath there. So anyway, interesting stuff. And yeah, the tunnels still exist. It's hard to get a tour of it, but you still can if you really know, if you know the right person and all that. But one of those stories that I came across, I thought that was really interesting. And I have a nephew who lives in Portland, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him. But now that I know the story, I want to ask him, did you know that that happened in Portland? And if he does, I want to know if he's ever been in the bottom of it, you know, and because you can get tours. Oh, and I forgot to mention you could also get a certain type of lady underneath there, you know, the ones where you pay for services, if you know what I mean. That also happened underneath there, but that was not women that were usually forced to do it. That was women looking to make a quick buck. And anyway, just some weird history, and that's the kind of history I like, though. Here in the city I live in, Malad, we also have an underground. Now, I don't think it was used for the same purposes because we're very far inland, but we also have an underground in our downtown area. And so it's very interesting. I'd like to know sometime, like, how was it used? And by the way, very appropriately, at our we have a museum in the downtown area, and right outside the museum is a door that it's a metal door in the sidewalk. And because I'd heard of the underground, when I went to the museum, I asked the lady running it. I said, "Is that one of the entrances to the underground?" And she said, "Yes, it is actually. It is illegal to go in there without permission," which I don't know where you get permission from. But one of these days, I want to hit them up and get permission and do an underground tour. And oh, I'm sorry. It's how you become a future sailor. Yeah, it is. Exactly, John. Whether you like it or not, you're becoming a future sailor. Let's see. I'm going to my local Mexican Cajun restaurant as my birthday. Oh, okay. Do you have a favorite dish there, Greg? And I'm sorry, I seem to be having trouble speaking just because I'm being me. Have I been to Virginia City? I don't think I have. That is in Virginia, right? Next to Norfolk, if I remember right. Maybe not. Maybe I don't remember right. But if my memory serves me correctly, that's what I remember. I started another story. I didn't finish it, so the details, I don't have many details, but it was of the greatest ace pilot of the U.S. during World War II. And, well, I've taken a nap since I watched it, so I don't remember many of the details, but perhaps I will watch that one again. Well, first of all, I'll start it all over and then I'll finish it, and I'll have details next time. But I always like these sort of stories. I think they're really cool. How did dog sitting go? Well, the dog sitting went okay until the last day. We had a really strong windstorm Saturday night, and my son Spencer, built the coop for the smaller chickens that we got, and unfortunately, um, my son didn't build it very well, and the windstorm, it was just like the three little pigs. It huffed and it puffed and it blew the coop over. And I went to go pick up the chickens because they were running around the yard. And keep in mind, they've been safe all night doing this. And, well, when I was picking them up, Gertie, I don't know if she was trying to help or whatever, but I got 4 of the 6 chickens put away in the new coop, or the bigger coop. And Gertie snatched one up, put it in her mouth. I took it away from her, and it acted like it couldn't walk, but then I stuck it inside the coop, and it was just fine. Okay, I don't see what's going on there. And then she got a hold of the last one, and this one she stuck it in her mouth and started shaking her head violently. And I don't think it's going to live because it's sitting in a 27-gallon tote in Spencer's old room. And I don't think it's going to make it because one of its legs is lame now, won't work. It's still alive because I stuck, bowls of food and water next to it that are low enough that it doesn't have to stand up to get to it. And it is eating. It is drinking. But long term, I don't think that's a fix. I don't think it's going to make it. Oh, it's in Nevada. No, I haven't been there definitely then. New Orleans barbecue shrimp. That sounds good right there. I like Cajun spice. In fact, we've got a whole entire container of what's called Slap Your Mama. And yes, you heard me right. It's called Slap Your Mama spice, and it is really good. You got to use it kind of sparingly because it is hot. Okay, let me look at this here. Make sure that I've got it. Yeah, you got it right. These beginning of these builds is difficult just because the amount of effort that goes into it, and you got to get this right. If you don't get this right, the rest of it doesn't go right. Well, I can't believe we're almost on bag number 3 already. Time flies. It sure does. All right, so then I need a 3. Yeah, I try to put myself in the shoes of somebody who in Oregon, way back. I try to put my shoes into somebody who went out drinking just to have a good time, and the next thing you know, you wake up and you're in a dungeon. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. They used to take away their shoes while they were passed out, and their thing with that was that they took away the shoes, and then they had a really strong door to keep people from escaping. However, um, sometimes people could escape, and to keep them from being able to escape, they scattered broken glass all outside these underground cells. And it worked because if they got out, it was obvious where they went because the blood, and they'd recapture them and they'd beat the heck out of them for doing it. So yeah, I learned a lot about that watching that episode. It was really interesting. And I mean, of course, I don't condone that sort of stuff. I mean, it doesn't happen anymore, but of course, I don't condone it. That's awful. But I was trying to just put myself in their shoes and try to imagine, like, what would that be like to have, maybe, if you had a family, and if you didn't have a family, if you had a job and everything, and you had a house, and then all of a sudden you wake up down there, and then you've been captured, and then the next thing you know, you wake up and you're on a ship, and it's like either work or die. I mean, I don't know. It's not really good choices as far as I'm concerned. I don't think I'd like that at all. And I think that'd be just depressing. But just to think they did that, though, and it wasn't like an uncommon occurrence, it actually happened. Because they had to fill those ships with some crew. It's called a Tia Juanita fish camp. Okay. You know what? Mexican restaurant I miss? Don Pablo's. I don't know if you know that place. It's now a defunct restaurant chain. Um, it was bought. It was bought by Yum Brands, I think it was, and that's when it started going downhill. And they had over 100 locations, and then within a few years of Yum Brands buying it, it went down to 5 because they mismanaged it, and now it's completely out of business. Um, that one upset me because it's like, I always thought that when places buy out other places, it was supposed to be for a good purpose and supposed to make the brand stronger and all that. But anyway, it didn't work out, and neither does this. This does not work out. Oh, I didn't put it proper. Okay, there we go. And I guess getting Shanghai gives a whole new meaning to having your life wrecked. All right. So we got a couple things over here. Yeah, Don Pablo's used to be Mrs. Chips and my favorite joint. We used to go there. I've lost a lot of money in there. It was all for a good cause, though, because I'm still carrying it today. It's right here. So it wasn't wasted. Trust me. Wow, there sure is a lot of shrubbery at work here. I like these tumbleweed things. And believe it or not, where I live, we have tumbleweeds. Not that I'm proud of it, but we do have it. And when we have windstorms like this, it's not unusual for me to go outside after the windstorm. And right there is some tumbleweeds up against the fence. Okay, does this look right so far? Check. Okay, so far so good. Hey, Steve, how's it going, bud? It's good to see you, and I liked your live stream last night. That was good. And congrats on hitting 1,000 subscribers. So this is the last of the thing, and so they gave me an extra one here, and I don't want to just stick it in my pile, so I'm going to put it right there. And I have not had Shakey's Pizza, Greg. I'm going to grab bag number 3. Part of it's over here. And just to let you guys know, I will be doing a video tomorrow, and then the next live stream part 2 will be on Wednesday of this. And my order should be here tomorrow for the stuff I ordered on August the 1st. So I'm very much looking forward to that as well. Oh, almost an hour already. Yes, that goes by quicker than I ever imagined. So I love this because you can tell this is going to be the porch right here. And of course, I'm not sure what inside of here. It's a general store. Oh man, I hate when they do this. This is brown on brown, which makes it hard for me to see this. John saying hi to Rancor Steve. Steve, doing good. Made dinner for the wife. Celebrate 8 years. Awesome. Congratulations on that. And I'm sorry, I cannot speak. Taking a nap right before doing a live stream is probably not a good idea. But I will get going on the second level of the Avengers Tower just as soon as I can. Which will not be tonight because, like I said, I got to go out and shop and I got to fix that stuff. Okay, this, I got to blow this up. I cannot see it. Oh, it's 2. You need a nap now? Well, hopefully you won't go to bed because I'm gonna do this one last. I'm gonna finish this bag up, and then I was hoping to be able to talk to you, Miss Chip, a little bit. Mountains are not funny. Well, mountain money's funny. It is true what they say about mountain money. When you're up there and you need it, it's worth money. Oh, and they're not funny because they're hilarious. That is funny. They should have had to put this down beforehand. It's kind of hard to get any of those studs there. Okay, your joke reminded me of a joke, Greg. What did the acorn say when it grew up? And the answer is, gee, I'm a tree. And yes, I do realize that's probably the lamest dad joke ever out there, but still a good one. So I know that Lego says they fixed their brittle problem with reddish brown, but I am skeptical of that claim. And we'll see, because if this thing falls apart or cracks after a while, we'll know, right? Oh, yeah, I got the joke. Because they are hills. Okay, looks like we're going to finish off the porch here. Yeah, we'll finish it off. I can find the right piece. Well, since it's not absolutely critical at this juncture, I'm going to keep going, even though I can't find the piece. Oh my goodness. I wish you guys could hear the wind. It has picked up so bad out there, which scares me because I gotta clean up some stuff before it goes blown away or hitting the house. And here's the piece that was missing. What other stories do I have? I wished I had more, but right now I don't. I would have had more if I didn't take a nap. I would have finished that story. But no, I didn't finish the story, so sorry. But I will. And actually, you know what? I should really give the person props. The person that I listen to, not the most, but a lot on YouTube, his name is, well, his channel is called The Fat Electrician. And no, you didn't hear me wrong. He really does call himself the Fat Electrician. And I like his stuff. I like it a lot. I will warn you, though, if you're triggered by swearing, don't watch his videos. He's a former vet, Army vet, and he doesn't mind telling it how he sees it, which is where the swearing comes in. And if you think that petty arguments between a husband and wife are funny, I think that stuff's staged, but that's on there too. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is staged. But anyway, it's funny because he said something about a gun in the military being small but packs a big punch, and she acts like she overheard him and comes in and goes, "Oh, you think that's small? It packs a punch. That makes sense now." Making fun of his manhood. But anyway, I think it's cool to have them together like that. When's the next live stream? Wednesday. And it'll be part 2 of this. And just basing the fact that we're only getting through 3 bags, I'm going to say that this live stream is going to take 3 instead of just 2. I was hoping, but you know. I mean, I can always make up stories. I've heard I'm good at that. I've heard I have quite the active imagination, as I've been told. And to me, this is always the exciting part, because building the foundation, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously you got to do it in every building. But when you first start out just building the foundation, I actually kind of find it boring. And then when you get to this step and the walls start coming up, this is where it starts to get exciting, because now you can see it taking shape. You went to Target and zilch nothing today. Man. Well, I am sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound like much fun. Okay, so now we got to put a no entrance sign on. And this is brown on brown. I hate doing stickers like this. But you know what? You just got to do what you got to do. Okay, I don't know what we're doing here, but we're following directions. That's what we're doing, but I don't know what we're building. So the Lego aisle is empty. Is that what you're saying, Greg? Because to me that sounds like a tragedy. Again, I think it looks like we're maybe building what's going to go around the top here, but I don't really know because I did not look ahead on this one. I opened it and we started it. And I do apologize for not talking that much right now. I'll be honest with you, the pain in my neck is really acting up and it's making it hard to concentrate. And I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm just telling you what's going on. So um, please understand that normally I do talk more, but when I'm in this much pain, it doesn't, I don't feel like doing much of anything. And just to think, I need to go inside the shop and do some work, or else I might lose the shop. Nice. That part I will ask for sympathy. Mainly because I got to do it all by myself too, because there is no way to. Oh, wait a minute, I skipped the step. Okay. I want the animated Batmobile. They didn't have it. Yeah, you know something. I think it was you, Greg, that I was talking to about that. It's even sold out on Lego.com right now, and they're saying they won't be shipping it for like 2 months. Okay, so we are missing a piece for real. That's okay. It's not necessary for this juncture, and I've got a ton of them out in the shop. We're missing a 1x4 tile, and it's not just misplaced. It's not here. Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, it's. Oh well, not big. Not a big deal. I got a whole drawer full of them out there. Okay, so it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It is the top of this, but it looks like it overhangs some. Okay, well, this is bags 1 through 3, and it also is the end of this live stream. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button if you would, and take a gander at this. It's bags 1 through 3. It actually looks like we got pretty far. And I can't believe there's 10 bags to this. So we'll see, though. We'll see where it all goes. I'm sure we got stuff on the inside and we got the walls and stuff. So we'll get going on that on Wednesday. If you guys would hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and I will catch you guys on the next one.